All right. Great. Hey, excited to be here and be talking about this topic. I hope everyone can hear me and see me and the slides, of course. All right. I'll be talking about how we can leverage our customer experience as a marketing technique and turn more brides and grooms into referrals. So before we begin, I want to tell you a little bit more about me and how and where my perspective is coming from. So my name is Mary. I'm the founder of Systemised, and I help service-based businesses to basically organize the back end of their operations so they can grow without the chaos. Before this, I was a wedding planner myself, so I have experienced busy seasons from inside of the industry for sure, and also worked as a coach and general manager for the Wedding Academy. Basically, I helped and supported business and wedding professionals building and scaling their businesses and their operations. And across all these roles, I kept seeing something that became a pattern. Businesses treat their onboarding experience as paperwork, as something that needs to get done and hopefully get over with very quickly, but not something that can leverage as a referral technique. So I became an operational strategist for wedding professionals, so you can focus on planning and being the CEO instead of a full-time admin support, while also keeping a flawless customer journey experience and let brides and grooms do the marketing for you. And that's exactly what we're going to be exploring today. So we have something here. So every couple, I'd say, most of them either raves about you or they quietly move on after the wedding, right? And here's the thing, the wedding day matters. Of course it does. It's the thing that they will remember forever, hopefully, and you already know how to nail it. But by the time the wedding day arrives, they have already spent months deciding how they feel about working with you, right? The couple who emailed you 3 times asking what happens next, the contract that took 4 or 5 days to arrive, the welcome guide that is probably still sitting in your drafts. And of course, none of this ruins the day. You deliver, but it quietly shapes the story they tell afterwards. And that story is your marketing. Basically, great onboarding experience is proof that you are organized, that they felt supported, that proof that their friends should book you too, right? And deliver a beautiful day and a smooth process. You do not only have to stop chasing for testimonials and referrals because couples will do it for you. So let's get a little bit more clear about what I mean about onboarding. There we go. Onboarding is basically everything that happens between a couple saying yes and the moment you still start to plan and generally start looking after the planning or the service you're offering in general, right? It's basically, the contract and invoices, the welcome package, what happens next, where I send this. But more people treat this as admin and paperwork you get through until the work starts. But let's think about it from the couple's side. They have just handed you a lot of money probably and trust for the most important days of their lives. They're nervous. They want to know they made the right call. And those 48 hours either confirm that or quietly plant a seed of doubt or anxiety. And as I said, onboarding is not just admin. It's going to be the proof that you are as good as your social media made you look. And here is why this matter for bookings. As we all know, couples talk. They're in group chats, they're in Facebook groups, at engagement parties surrounded by newly engaged friends, which are your potential clients as well. And when someone asks, who did you use? They do not describe the flowers or the timeline. They describe how they felt working with you. So if the couple felt organized and looked after, they will say you were amazing to deal with. The couple who chased you for answers will probably say, yeah, they were okay, they were fine, right? So it would be probably the same delivery, but a very different referral. And here's the frustrating part. Most of the time, it is not the work that lets you down. It's not the wedding itself. It's the gap in communication, the forgotten emails, and the anxiety that it can cause. So we have to keep a close look at that. And I wanted to break it down, right, to make it a little easier for us, right? So there are 5 moments, I believe there are 5 moments where the couples either relax or get nervous. Moment number 1 is the yes. They have decided. Now, what happens? If the answer is, I send the contract when I get the chance or after the next wedding, you already probably lost momentum. So the gap is between, when the dove leaves, couples should get something within hours, not days. And this is easily automated. So it's easier for you to deliver without having to follow this process manually. Moment number 2 is the paperwork. And this is basically the contract, the invoice, the deposit. You should all be in one click and not an endless back and forth. Every extra step will become an additional friction point. And friction feels like disorganization when you are perfectly organized and you're probably selling organization in your business, right? Moment number 3 is the welcome. And this is something that most planners and wedding professionals notice that they skip. And this is a proper welcome guide that says, okay, this is what happens next. This is when I will be contacting you. This is what I need from you and when. Probably costs you nothing, especially if you have this templated, and it buys you months of call with this client. So it's really important to take this one into account. The moment number 4 is the first ask. And yeah, you'll need a lot of information from them, right? The guest counts, the timelines, any preferences. Let me tell you something. I've seen this many times, and most people ask for this in a long, messy email. Please do not do that. Overwhelmed couples go quiet. They'll take ages to answer. They'll feel that they're all over the place when they're probably not, and they're supposed to feel supported by you. And the moment number 5 is the check-in, right? And this is basically the quiet period, right? Couples book you, and then sometimes you hear nothing for months. And you can even have a short automated hello, automated I'm still here, I'm still excited, this is what's next. And it keeps them warm, and they stop that panic email like, where are you? What am I supposed to do next? When do I hear from you? Should we meet? Etc. So it's 5 moments, and if you fix those, you have fixed most of your client experience already. So what does it actually look like when you are, or when this is all systemized, right? Let me go to the next slide and let me show you about it. It should look like this. The couple says yes, and the invoice go out automatically. Invoice, contract could be all in one place. Usually with a good CRM system, can be easily done. They sign, they pay, then the moment happens when they receive, the welcome message and everything that you want to sell to set the right expectations at this moment. This is usually something, again, that can be automated, can be written once and then sent hundreds of times over and over again. Then the details land in one place. The next steps are already scheduled, right? The check-in emails, again, could be queued for 3 months from now, easy for you to automate. It could be a text message, it could be a WhatsApp message, it could be an email, whatever works for you and the client, right? So you do it once, you have it already, you build it, and now it runs with you for all the weddings moving forward. And here's what I need you to hear, because most people here get a little nervous about, automation, and is this going to be too robotic? Like, listen, systems do not make your business less personal. It actually protects the personal part, because when the process runs itself, you have the time and the headspace to actually present and be present with the couple that is in front of you at that moment. Personal does not have to mean improvised. All right, and you might say now, okay, sounds easy, Mariana, what do we do now? How do we even build this, right? And this is what I propose, and this is my challenge for this week. It shouldn't take you more than 2 evenings of work, maybe a weekend, whenever works for you after work, and then it will pay you back on every booking, trust me. So step number 1, you're going to map everything. Write down every single thing you do between the yes and the wedding, all of it. Even the annoying bits, the things that perhaps you did once and then you don't repeat it because you think it's not useful, document everything. More people are shocked at how many steps are living in their head and not in business documents. So document it. The step number 2 is some of these steps only exist because you did it once one way and then you never questioned it and it kept happening. Just kill them. Anything that is not necessary, anything that might cause additional friction or communication touch points, just take it out of your system. Step number 3, the welcome, what they need from you, the check-ins, anything that you need to write and communicate with them. You write them properly one time and you save them as templates. Easy as that. You have to be generic enough, but also personalized so it's easier for them to understand what's happening and when it's supposed to happen. If a task happens more than 3 times, it should not live in your head anymore. It should be easier to outsource later on busy times, on your busy seasons. Step number 4 is automation, of course. Whatever tool you use, the goal is the same when automating, right? The contract triggers the invoice or the payment triggers the welcome packet, and you basically stop being that thing that has to remember everything and where each couple is at. And step number 5, unfortunately, the one that most of us skip, is the test. Always test. Book yourself as a fake couple and walk through the whole thing and try to keep your client in mind, just as a client. If any, you'll find the gaps in about 10 minutes. It's easy as that. And that's it. It's a probably weekend of work, maybe 2 evenings, and you have your systems sorted. You will prioritize your client over the busy season, which is something really important for your marketing as well. So what actually changes after this happens, right? We already discussed this a little bit, but I wanted to be a little bit more detailed. Basically, fewer questions from your clients. Couples stop emailing you. What happens next? What do I owe you? When do I have to sell it? Any additional questions while you build a FAQ? Because they already will know everything. It will be organized in your welcome packet, or your communications will be as clear as possible, so the back and forth will be significantly less. And fewer fires, trust me. You're not scrambling to remember everything for every couple, which is almost impossible. And the big one, reviews and referrals, are basically stop being luck. They will become a natural result of couples who felt looked after from the first day they said yes. So you need the couples you already know to talk about you like you were the easiest decision they ever made. And that's not just charm, it's a system, right? So if this landed today and you think it's something that you want to improve, something you want to look at in your business, I have something for you and it's completely free. So it's called Busy Season Bottleneck Finder, and the slides from these presentations come with it. Here's the thing, here's what I found. The backend problems rarely announce themselves. Probably during the easy season, nothing really breaks, nothing big breaks, nothing goes obviously wrong. They just show up as slower replies or repeated questions or one more decision landing back at your desk. And the business is still running, nothing feels really urgent, but then the busy season arrives and it finds it for you. And you will that's when the cracks start to show, right? So this resource will find them first. It just basically walks you through 5 places where pressure collects first in a wedding business. It doesn't really matter which one. So you'll find the demand capture, whether the inquiries are handling cleanly when things get busy, booking confidence, whether the process builds trust at the exact moment couples are deciding to trust you, information drag, whether your team is losing time because the truth live in 6 different places and things are not as organized during busy times, founder-centered coordination, whether too many decisions still flows back to you, and whether your quality of work depends on someone remembering or actual documentation within your business. So for each one, you'll see the symptoms and some reflection prompts that will get you to an honest answer really fast. And then basically you name your dominant bottleneck, just one, because you shouldn't try to fix everything at once. The smartest fix is not the biggest one, but it's the one that removes the most drag and friction first. So basically, one QR code, both things. It's on the screen, so you go get it. You can pause the video if you need to, and sit down with a coffee and be honest with your answers about what you find. It'll be easier for you, I promise. Well, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, go build something that runs without you. It was fantastic to have you here. And please feel free to message me on systemsline.com if you have any questions. Bye for now.